Spiritual prisons. Today we will talk about the spiritual prisons which we can enter without realizing it. The Bible warns us that our worst enemy is Satan, and he walks around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. That is why we must be careful not to open doors that could lead us to this type of prison, but if you find yourself in one today, Jesus Christ can help you get out of it. Jesus warned and left us clear instructions on how to be free from the spiritual prisons in which Satan seeks to put all people. Jesus replied, "I tell you the truth, everyone who sins is a slave of sin." A slave is not a permanent member of the family, but a son is part of the family forever. So if the Son sets you free, you are truly free. John 8 verses 34 to 36. Sin can land you in a spiritual prison that only Jesus Christ can get you out of. The Master's words are revealing and alert us not to neglect ourselves and incur sin, for by doing so, Satan will have the legal right to enslave us. That is the biggest problem of those who, even being Christians, consider that there is no problem in opening doors to evil. Big mistake. This is where the world of darkness gains strength. But the message is also encouraging because it teaches us that if we submit to God, if we walk hand in hand, Jesus himself sets us free from all ties to sin. He breaks the chains. It doesn't matter if our bondage is fear, doubt, discouragement, disbelief, or a death wish. Christ sets us free. What is your jail, my friend? It doesn't matter what prison you find yourself in today. I have good news for you. And it is that there is a door through which we can escape and be free from our spiritual prisons. Jesus said, "I am the gate. Those who come in through me will be saved. They will come and go freely, and will find good pastures." John 10 verse 9. In the Bible, we find great servants of God who at some point were imprisoned, such as the case of Peter. Acts 12 verses 4 to 5. Then he imprisoned him, placing him under the guard of 4 squads of 4 soldiers each. Herod intended to bring Peter out for public trial after the Passover. But while Peter was in prison, the church prayed very earnestly for him. Peter was imprisoned for preaching the gospel. The enemy will also want to imprison you to discourage you and numb you so that you do not continue preaching the word of God. Acts 12 verses 6 to 7. The night before Peter was to be placed on trial, he was asleep, fastened with 2 chains, between 2 soldiers. Others stood guard at the prison gate. Suddenly, there was a bright light in the cell, and an angel of the Lord stood before Peter. The angel struck him on the side to awaken him and said, "Quick! Get up!" And the chains fell off his wrists. It's time to get up and continue on your way. Don't let circumstances numb you and separate you from the Lord's purpose for your life. It happened to Elijah too. 1 Kings 19 verse 4. Then he went on alone into the wilderness, traveling all day. He sat down under a solitary broom tree and prayed that he might die. "I have had enough, Lord," he said. "Take my life, for I am no better than my ancestors who have already died." He faced at least 3 consequences of a satanic attack that led him to captivity, temporary, but captivity after all, fear, discouragement, and the desire to die. Just as it happens with thousands of people around the world, many of them faithful servants of Jesus Christ. Another example is Job. The enemy sought to create chaos and destruction around Job's physical and spiritual life, leading him to despair and hopelessness. Let us remember that Job was a man of God, which makes it clear that as in the case of Elijah, Peter, and so many men recorded in the Bible, you and I are the target of spiritual attacks. 1 Corinthians 10 verse 13. The temptations in your life are no different from what others experience. And God is faithful. He will not allow the temptation to be more than you can stand. When you are tempted, He will show you a way out so that you can endure. Everything in life has a solution, and the Lord will always be by your side to show you the way out. Never doubt the power of God. Remember that no matter how dark the night is, the dawn will soon come. God bless you, and remember to live one day at a time.